Iran's nuclear talks with the P5+1 and the issue of accepting the additional protocol to the Non-Proliferation Treaty NPT was a subject of debate among lawmakers in Tehran on Sunday. MPs in the Iranian parliament discussed the six world powers' proposal to the Islamic Republic, in which Iran is urged to allow snap visits to its nuclear and non-nuclear facilities by IAEA inspectors. Some parliamentarians are skeptical about the proposal.
The agency and world powers bullied us by referring Iran's nuclear dossier to the UN Security Council in 2003. If they had not done so, we might have signed the additional protocol, but then when they did, the parliament decided to take the option off the table.
Lawmakers in Tehran say that the acceptance of the additional protocol could only happen through specific conditions. These conditions include recognizing all the nuclear rights of Iran, including uranium enrichment inside the country for civilian purposes, the return of Iran's dossier in the UN Security Council with several rounds of UN sanctions to the International Atomic Energy Agency, and lifting all United Nations and unilateral US sanctions against Iran and releasing Iran's frozen assets overseas.
They still want to inspect Parchin, while Parchin is not a nuclear site, it's a military site. Do they allow us to inspect their military sites? Never. We don't trust the other side and we believe that the NPT regulations are sufficient. I think that approving the endorsement of the additional protocol is unnecessary and the Parliament is against it.
Despite the confidentiality of the Geneva talks between Iran and the six world powers, namely the US, Britain, Russia, China, France, and Germany last Wednesday, there are many speculations by unconfirmed sources that Iran might limit uranium enrichment from 20% aimed at producing radiopharmaceuticals to lower levels, as well as diminishing the number of its centrifuges. The US and its allies accuse Iran of trying to develop nuclear weapons, but Iran denies the allegation while insisting that its nuclear activities are peaceful and under the supervision of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Here in the Iranian parliament, the atmosphere appears more negative rather than positive in signing the additional protocol to the NPT. The majority of MPs say that Iran is already a signatory to the NPT, which has enough legal credibility. Therefore, they consider the additional protocol as unfair and unnecessary. They also say that in order to sign the additional protocol, the government first needs to have the approval of the leader of the Islamic Revolution of Iran, and secondly, the approval of the Iranian parliament, a matter which seems very much unlikely to happen, at least for the time being. Amir Mehdi Kazemi, Press TV, the Iranian parliament in Tehran.